Welcome to Black City.
Yeah, it's a bit of both. Something you can kick back and listen
Listen, if you guys want to talk, I
Why
really
do
ain't
so
be
many
to handle
niggas
you
have
guys.
so many baby mamas and yet be deadbeat fathers? Welcome to the topic of the day. What's going on, everybody? This is another episode of Black City, man. You know, today I had a lot to think about, man, and I really had to go write it down because, I didn't want to, forget a lot, this shit, because sometimes a lot of things is coming to my head, but I really wanted to talk about this topic about, this generation now and fathers and, I got so many questions anyway, you know what I mean? So I'm going to ask some questions and then, I'm going to get into it a little bit, all right? So the first one is pretty much like, why do many people, niggas, have so many baby mamas and yet still be deadbeat fathers? Like, let me just answer that, like, try to think for that, about that for a second. Because, maybe I can't because, me, I'm not one of them niggas. So, I can't really put myself into a shoe of something that I haven't experienced. So these are for the ones who actually who actually doing this stuff. For the niggas who have so many baby mamas and that. I know a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that you all deadbeat fathers, but I'm saying right now in this generation we have a lot of deadbeat fathers who are not there for their kids. You know, so why the kids growing up with their fathers? Want y'all to think about that. You know, another question: why do men leave their families to go start another family? Is it too spiteful? Like, and I'm not talking like just divorce or this. It's just like a breakup, and next minute, like they got another girl pregnant. There's so much of that in that society. So that's another question that y'all need to really think about. Why? Man, why do y'all do that? A lot of y'all trying to act like Nick Cannon, but Nick Cannon can do that because that nigga got so much money he can afford to look after as many baby mamas, and you can actually see the way that I see him. He's actually a good father. Like he's always up doing daddy duties and still work. Like beyond, I don't care, but I'm just saying from what I see, I see him doing all right. I don't know how the kids are, but I'm just saying. But y'all can't be doing that because y'all can't afford or y'all don't have the time, especially if you got to work, especially you got to do all these things. Y'all don't have the time for these kids, that family, that family. So y'all need to think about that, right? It's like, I was going to say it's like, we're like animals, but to be honest, like we're not even close, man. When I think about animals, especially like lions, you know, a lion goes and hunt for his family. A lion protects their lioness, like you see the protector, the provider, like you see him chilling, like no man can ever come into that lion territory, without it being okay. And yet you got niggas out here running away from their pride, running away from their lioness, running away from their family. That shit don't make sense to me. But, y'all got the answers to that for the ones who are going through that, so y'all can get at me with that, right? So now that comes to the question of who is raising our kids? Mothers have to go to work, pay for the bills, rent, school, fees, etc. Take kids to school, daycare, then go to work, come home, pick up kids, cook, clean, shower, and all the duties that we men don't just understand. So this is just what mothers got to do, right? And then on top of that, take care of your kids. And yet we have niggas traveling from state to state, chasing or looking for, what? I do not know. Only you know that answer. So, y'all can get at me with that. But this is why, like, when I really look at it, it's like we actually have so many, troubled kids. Because it's like they're really missing, a figure in their lives, and, for once first, I want to shout out to the mothers who are doing a fantastic, you know, but the hardest job that no man can ever think of. No man can do what y'all do, and for that, man, and for the y'all mothers and ladies who are doing that, man, is this: we thank y'all, we appreciate y'all. Hopefully the man can do better and be there in their lives and help you and make life a little bit much easier. But this is what it is, and this is the society that we live in. So it's crazy to think, but there's just so much things that I don't understand, and this is why I question these things, and I actually want to ask and question the people who are doing it, and if somebody can hit me up, and for whatever reasons, people have their reasons, what I mean. So, but it's just, to me, it still comes up to, kids right now cannot be grown up, what I mean, with their fathers, like without their fathers, they need their fathers, what I mean, and that's the fact. So it comes, and when we really think about it, we can't let this messed up educational system, take over our kids. Our kids need culture. Our kids, they need to know who they really are, because, these schools ain't teaching them for who they are. These schools are teaching them for who they want them to be. What I mean? You coming home and your kid, telling you something that you're like, huh, what? You know what I'm saying? And you try and, they can't even speak their own language because we're so used to this English, what I mean, at home. And I hope that we can take that out of our home, especially for the black people with culture, and they got, and they speak their, their mother tongue and things like that. The greatest gift that you could ever gift your kid is their culture and their language, and they're growing up without knowing their languages. I think, to me, it's sad, because then we just, growing a whole generation of, kids that just don't really know who they are. They be like, okay, I'm from South Sudan, but what do you know? You don't even know your language. You know what I mean? And it's sad, and to be honest, that comes now to the parents. That comes to the parents. I know that we all, speak English and that, but at home, with your wife, or you got somebody there that you can, that y'all talk to, native tongues, like, make it like a permanent thing at home. Because, once you out that door, which we are every single day, you can speak all the English you want. But I think that we need to keep that culture and those styles at home, man, and, that comes to having both parents being at home, because the mothers, man, I just can't imagine really, like, what they are really going through, man. And, I praise them single mothers, man, and who are really doing that thing. Don't get me wrong, too, what I mean? I know, some single fathers out there, man, who I can just take my hat off to, who are goddamn blessing, man. Like, I'm going to take my hat off. One person I can sit there who's, nationally known all over social media, Mr. Daniel Chut Ayik, man. Like, all I got to say is, man, I'll give my flowers to you, the way that you have raised that daughter of yours. Sunday Joe, it is, what I mean, is, I'm proud of you, man, and I look up to you, brother. Like, honestly, on every single thing, man. It's like, you inspire me. You don't know the shit, You might talk a little bit shit, you know what I mean, but just, a lot of things that you do inspire me and encourages me to be a great man like that, man. And, besides the anger issues and shit, but, we cool. Like, I'm sure everybody know about that, So I just really, and other fathers that I haven't mentioned, man, I got some friends, what I mean, Con Morter, Connor, what I mean, Relay, what I mean, newly father, man, to the, and that, and, another homeboy's got a kid on the way, man, is, what I mean, the people I keep around me, man, is, I know what they do. I'm just not out here picking names or whatsoever, but actually seeing and know what they do. I'm in their lives. I see that this shit there every day because, I always, that's who I inspire to be. So I don't want no deadbeat drunk fathers around me because I don't want to be no deadbeat drunk no father and shit. You know what I mean? So you can see my, my circle when it comes to the fatherhood. You can see that these niggas actually dead for their kids every fucking shit, man. Like, it's like, they're the single mothers type of shit. You know what I mean? So, man, shout out to y'all, man, and much love, man. I look up to that, man, and I respect that, guys, and shit, man. Much love, Corn Momo, what I mean, Relay. What I mean, Serge, on your way, my nigga. But, what I mean, let me get back to this anyway, bro, And it's like, back to, who's really, like this educational system, what I mean? It's really set up for, for the kids to, for us to fail. This system is not really, for us. and that, and when what I mean for us, Black City community, is we have, you know, a different path of education, man. Sometimes I almost feel dumb. Like right now, even just the little things I do going to work, there's so many colors that we were never taught in school and shit. I didn't even know monument, goddamn it, was a color. You know what I mean? There's just so many right now in this working industry. You hear colors and you see colors where you're like, what the fuck? Like, what did I learn in school? What did they teach me? There's just so much crap, what I mean, that this, and not even that. It's like half of these teachers, most of these teachers don't even care. They don't even know what they're teaching. They're just reading off a book, a script that they're being given to go do this shit. As soon as they get home, man, it's, fuck, I gotta do this shit and that. And they don't really care what they're teaching. They're just there for the paycheck, man. You know what I mean? And for the ones who are actually there and genuinely love what they do, I want to say thank y'all, and we appreciate y'all, and y'all keep doing what y'all do, because that's what the system needs. Just the care about, and for y'all to care, for our kids and look out for our kids, because there's a lot of teachers that we can't trust. It's always in the news, what I mean, like, and students in that, you know what I mean. So this comes now and the way that kids act at school, so everything really just contributes and comes back to back home or where it all starts and shit, I mean. So, and I actually want to take into consideration, man, and for the fathers who are actually trying, what I mean. There are actually some fathers who are actually trying, are trying to be in their kids' life, and then yet here you have some really fucking cruel, mean mothers, nasty, cold-hearted bitches who are so-called some mothers, who just use anything and use their kids as an scapegoat and do anything just not for the man to see their kids. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's over like a little petty fight or whatever it might be and shit, you know what I mean? But they would use the kids, you know what I mean? And just because they don't want to see you, they don't want you to see the kids, you know what I mean? So we need to, like, for the mothers who are doing that, and you know what I mean, and for everybody, leave kids out of your grown folks' business, because I know now, there's better ways that y'all can handle things. There's better ways that y'all can actually do it. You know what I mean? But y'all need to leave the kids. If the father want to see the kids, let him come take the kids. Let him go see, spend time with the kids. They should not ever, ever, and I mean ever, be denied for that. And guys, you have to be consistency in your kid's life. And you know what I mean? I mean consistency. I mean every weekly, man. You know what I mean? Like even if y'all separated, and y'all in this, y'all in the same, like, say Brisbane, or y'all both in Canberra or whatever situation, man. You make sure you see your kids. You know what I mean? I know 4 times, 3 times a week. We don't. I see a lot of court orders and things like that. People going to court, and these are a lot of things that can just be resolved between the man and the woman. But there's a lot of whatever it is in the air, and people are just not taking shit, and just little things just tick this and tick that, and you know what I mean. It just comes to just this whole win, and now just involving the kids, man. Is just y'all really damaging the kids. So I want y'all to really, really think about that, man. In this case and shit, because y'all gotta understand this too, right? Because I might sound like, whatever, a cliche or whatever, but I'm like, having kids, it's like a retirement. I'm saying when you have kids, your life is, pretty much, I mean, it's over. It ain't about you no more. You know what I'm saying? Because especially in this society, there's some that can make them about, still enjoy, live life. But, with this, in this society, it's like living life, once you have kids, like you can't do it alone. You got to take your kids. You got to take your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to live life now with your kids. And the way that this inflation and money things go, man, nobody can do that. You know what I mean? It's like the system is really, 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 crushing us, man, in that. You know what I mean? So it's like, niggas, y'all can't just be traveling state to state and leave, you know what I mean? This is why you see a lot of breakups, because, you know what I mean? Like, and social media, man, everybody getting caught on social media. For some reason, whatever it is, you get caught, man. You know, so I just say, man, if you're gonna, if you're gonna have kids, man, is you gotta know now that this is a family. You know what I mean? It's like literally, it's like you go to work, you come back home, you spend time with your kids. You know what I mean? That afternoon, you're a bit tired, but you just spend time, you talk to them. You know what I mean? Like help them with their school, homework. Have dinner, go to sleep, early because you got work up early and shit. Get up, do the, do the same thing. But if you're not around and you're not in town, and then excuses start to come, and then just being away for so long starts to become normal, and the longer that you stay away now, it just becomes bigger normal, and you ain't seeing the kids, and the kids ain't seeing you. Even if you live in other states, make sure you FaceTime your kids every day. You know what I mean? Would have hurt to FaceTime your kids every single day. Daddy will come and see you this day. You understand that, you and mommy are not together. But there is a lot of ways that for you to be in your kid's life, because there is no excuse. You created this. You're supposed to be there now. You know what I'm saying? Just because it didn't work out doesn't mean you go start another family and then you forget about this family and you start doing all this freaking nonsense, man. You know what I mean? So it's crazy, man. Y'all need to figure that shit out, man, and shit, man. For real. Shout out to the grandparents, man, because we understand a lot of these mothers, they need a break. You know what I mean? So shout out to the grandparents who were there. I know not, it's not so much, in the white community, that I know of anyway. But, for the black, for the African community, I know everybody got grandparents, like, aunties, uncles, and that, and everybody that can help and, be there in situations like that. But you need to be the one who most of your time on that, So, don't be dropping off the kids, every weekend just because you got to go and, wild out or, shake your booty in the club and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And, niggas don't be leaving the kids because, you saying that you got away, whatever it is, man, you know what I mean? But we we seem to make so many excuses, and, we need to cut them excuses down and start actually making actions and shit. All right, guys? So that's one thing I need to do, man. So now, with all that being said, I have this question at the end, right? Well, first, I have this theory thing. Not really theory, but saying, right? It's like every woman, right, wants a great man. And what I mean by a great man, all right, let me get this right. What I mean by a great man is a man who stands for something, a man who's respectful, feeds his family, puts a roof over his family, takes care of his family, takes care of his girl, has ambitions, dreams big, loyal, and the protector of his family. Right? It's like every woman wants, for a great man, otherwise y'all women can describe to me, y'all can in the comments or, does anybody want to come and join me in the podcast, and y'all can describe to us, what a great man or a perfect man is to y'all, in a situation, right? And let me tell y'all what every man wants. See, every man just wants a woman that can turn a house into a home, a food into a meal, and just love me forever and be loyal. Is that so much to ask for? You see, now we can understand, when we really think about it, it's like almost, to myself anyway, my personal experience and, what I believe, and my belief, right? I believe that every woman should have these aspects. You know what I'm saying? Every woman should have that aspect of, that makes a house a home. You know what I mean? That cooks, a nice meal. You know what I mean? It's like, I hear a lot of women, I ain't doing the laundry and I ain't doing, all this stuff. But it's like, when we go back, I'm not trying to say that, this is, your job specifically. But it's like, as a woman, you already know the nurture. You already know the things that, that you should be done at home. The home is you decorated, this is on your doing. You turn it into a home. The food, you turn it into your magic, and you feed your man. You know what I mean? And just look, you know what I mean? So I believe that every woman should have that aspect, right? And every man Well, not every man should have, has that. A great man does not have, not every man has what a great man aspects. You know what I'm saying? So, of course you have your averages and, you have the ones, that every woman dreams of. You know what I mean? If y'all find them and, y'all can come and, create the picture to make a man make you laugh and, has all this and just loves you. Because, put it like this, right? It's like a man can turn a hoe into a housewife. That's a fact, right? You a hoe, but I see the potential in all you was a hoe, whatever your past was, I ain't your body count and that, but, I see bigger than that in you. You know what I mean? I see a future of me and that into you. You know what I mean? I can bring you into my home and, into my house and you turn it into a home. But that's gotta be, like that man gotta be on some special and shit. You know what I mean? That man gotta be special. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like the woman, now when I actually look at it, it's like it was not the man looking for the qualities that she already has. You know what I mean? Because she's out there, shaking that thing, whatever. You know what I mean? Body count big and shit. You know what I mean? She can't cook, she can't clean, but a man will still bring her in to his home. Right? So now, when we actually really think about it, I sit out here and say, who's the catch? I actually want y'all to really think about that, right? When the women be like, oh my God, he got him. Oh, behind every good man, there's a great woman. Have you actually ever thought that behind every good woman is a great man? If she's good and she got a man, she hit the jackpot. Not him hitting the jackpot because these are just the normalized things that any man can go right there. It's like when I think about a lot of men, it's like all you need to be is have a heartbeat, a thing between your legs, arms and legs, and you can talk. That's all a man freaking need. He don't even need to know your name. He don't even need to know that. You know what I mean? He can just get in. Right? So, and then, the whole thing is twisted. But, if you're really looking for that, it's like women now, it's like, that's, I understand now, when y'all dress so nicely, you know what I mean? Like, beautifully in that, you know what I mean? And y'all attractors and shit. And, y'all seem to, get the fucked up, you know what I mean? The fucked up niggas that, that you knew from the start, but you kept going anyway because of, because of his status or, who he was, Mr. Popular, a lot of people, girls know whatever situation. It's just like you wanted a taste of him. You know what I mean? Like you wanted to get him just because every other girl wanted him. You know what I mean? So, that's one thing that happens. Shit, you know what I mean? But for that one there, man, I just want to end it there. And, I just actually want y'all, that's going to be a topic for another day, really. You know what I mean? So, like, when I say, like, who's the catch? Is it the man or the female? Right? And I actually got, a whole conversation about that. You know what I mean? It's like the African marriage, but it's the Indian marriage. In India, the woman pays for the groom. In Africa, the groom pays for the bride. So it's like, who's doing it right? I don't know. You know what I mean? These just y'all need to, ask these things. You know what I mean? It's like, why India doing it that way? We doing it this way. And then, we live in a world like, you're doing it wrong. They're like, no, you're doing it wrong. It's like, no, you're doing it wrong. It's like, then who the fuck is doing it right? You know what I mean? We say we doing it right, and they say that they're doing it right, and we say they're doing it wrong. It's like, we so lost. So it's like, so y'all think about that, man. You know what I mean? And it's been a beautiful conversation here with y'all, man. And, I hope, to the next generation of fathers and everybody who's about to be a fathers and, coming up fathers, man, God bless you, man. It's a gift. I can't wait to have my own too, man. That, I am going to be a stepfather and a father, all the above, situation because I love kids and that, And when I'm ready to fully, You know what I mean? Like time and know that it's all about, you know what I mean, these kids. And I found my, you know what I mean, my stage and what I wanted to do in my dreams. Well, I know what I want to do, you know what I mean, and me reaching through that goals, and you know what I mean, my girl, you know, helping me through that, and you know what I mean, lifting up, you know, I'll be telling, man, I'll be there, you know, shit, I'll be the best father soon, man, you know, best father to be. But, you know what I mean, for everybody else, man, I hope I didn't break too many hearts. You know, I hope niggas didn't get too much offense about, you know, the situation, man. But for this video, fathers, go back to your kids. No, I don't mean like go back to your kids. I mean like, you know, reach out to the kids for the ones who can, you know, for the ones who are like dead gone. All right, see you later, man. You know what I mean? And, you know, we have a new generation. This is a new generation now where, you know, the stepfathers are stepping in. You know what I mean? We got niggas who are ready, you know what I mean, to take in and, you know, we take a load and, you know, take that responsibility because, you know what I mean, our influences mean a lot. So for us being around kids, you know, it's a big stage, man, and it's a big step, man, you know. And, you know, I can't wait for myself anyway, right? So thank you. God bless. See y'all. Oh, and by the way, actually, for the last episode, about that riddle, you know what I'll do? I'll give the keys to my best friend. Tell him I'll give the keys to my best friend for him to take the old lady down to the hospital, and I'll stay at the bus stop with my dream girl. See y'all next week.
Welcome to